Right, so here we are, we're going for a walk. Let's get down there. I don't think, so I've got sunglasses on, but the weather has changed to more, I took the brolly with me and I went and put it back in the house. It's too windy for a brolly. Just going to have to get it. What you want to talk about today, people? Well, I need to try and make this walk quick, I think. It's probably, so we'll go up here, yeah. This is quite a aerobic step system here. Steps. Alright people, we've conquered Ladywell Park. The videos are getting a bit much in that I'm forgetting stuff that I'm seeing. Stop it. Stop it. I think I've pissed off just about everybody. So what I've actually done is, the people that have got an agenda, they don't like me, they don't like what I'm doing, but if I've said something on here that vindicates them, that's fine. That's what they want. Those that like what I do and like me, or understand what I'm doing, and aren't judgmental, they are happy from what I'm doing. And that's probably the vast majority of subscribers. And anything I ever have said about anyone, even though I probably more than likely haven't named them, but if I say something like my brother, it's like, well, who could that be? However, there might be an extra one, but that in itself could piss them off as well. So it's like things like that. But if they were well-adjusted, normal, well, they wouldn't be coming from my mother. They wouldn't be well-adjusted normal people, right? So that's a sort of impossibility. You're going in circles with this argument. They're not going to be like that. And I'm probably the most, this is shocking, I'm probably the most well-adjusted in some ways out of them all. But like my brother, he represses it all. He doesn't want to talk about it. That's why he's not getting in touch with me. I think. But he's clever. He's got better managerial abilities than I do. So he'll be able to come out of it looking good and I'll look like a cunt. So he's good at that, yeah, I'll give him that, yeah. Right, this path here, so that thing about the group, you know, I think it's time I fucking definitely, see the path went fucking missing, right? The group, oh here it is. Oh god, it's a tricky one, this one. Oh Jesus. Oh, we'll end up in my arse here. The group, that just a lack. This is when you're looking at that. You're looking at female spaces, and female. You get into the wider thing of female being a female, and the relationship between females and the environment, their environment and their role in humanity. And they're actually, at the moment, they've been given the ability to completely fuck themselves up totally, in a sort of context of consumerism, capitalism, or that's not really the right words, but the gritty realities of it is that, so their demands, and the feminist demands, and they are relentless discombobulation or discomfort or displeasure with what they're getting, they're going to end up going backwards, and I think they are going backwards. That females, they're going to go backwards because they haven't realised. They've failed to, for the most part, they're failing to do their biological duty. And as I said, the transgender thing, the LGBT thing, is an extension of feminism, which also inherently fails to do its biological duty, with the exception of transgender women, in cases such as myself, where they try to be normal males. So they do have children. I've got grandchildren, so unfortunately all that stuff is kind of anti-human. So the way to go is the traditional. This morning, okay, let's cover this one, because I've got the freedom to do this. There's an MP in the Reform Party. There's too many black and Asians on adverts, and now that is exactly, I am in total agreement with that. There is, right? So every time an advert comes on, and there's all these different colours and everything, it doesn't represent reality in the British Isles, when the majority of people are white. So there is a agenda going on with that. Why? Who's behind it? Is it really quite simple as that? Is it the World Economic Forum that's behind it? Well, probably the UN. Probably, yeah. It's probably them that's behind it. So it's all interlinked and interconnected. So the media companies, in the same way as the trucking company goes along with the carbon climate claptrap in a psychopathic manner, it doesn't actually care. The Russell Group put their thing up about that. And does the managing director give a fuck about all that bullshit? No, he just goes with it because he's got to. So in the same way, they'll go with that stuff. And the reality is, yeah, she's right. Now, is it insensitive to say these things? Probably is. Slightly insensitive. But it's true. And Nigel Farage has got to, he's mainstream. So he's got to navigate these sort of extreme, these extreme narratives, which would be saying something like that. You're not allowed to say that. So me, I'm quite happy she said it. It's true, but maybe it could have been put better, yeah. Well, this is what happens, isn't it? Exactly what happens. Yeah. So I'm with her with that one. It just doesn't look right. It's like, so basically it's racist against the indigenous population, and that's what they're actually wanting to do. That is what their plan is. So they want to destroy the ordinary, and that's linked in with feminism as well, and all the other isms. Power and control. So all the while we land up arguing over these things like that, they've got power and control over us. That's how they do it. Right, so I'm not exactly sure. Going this way today, but yeah, well, it's a bit different every day, shouldn't it? Yeah. So I did a video about Jeff buys cars. It wasn't about him, I was just driving. I says, Jeff buys cars, says EVs are a scam. And there was people started attacking me from the perspective that they... So what I realised they'd done is they just read the headline, they hadn't watched the video. And then they commented stupidly. I was called a fool, I was called an idiot, and that this guy bets, and he wasn't listening to what I was telling him. And yesterday, because the internet was so crap, I wasn't able to do a video explaining the fact that I agree with Jeff. But then the good thing is there was a lot of people who watched the video because of that, and it was just a normal driving video. So anybody that knows me will know that I agree EVs are a scam, and I was being attacked from my own side, and it was because they didn't watch it. They just reacted to the headline, and then they didn't answer my reply either. So they're going to get blocked, probably. Anyway, here we are. Time to do a new video. Jesus, it is fucking dark in here. I'm not going to spend too much time today.